guys, welcome to the Raw Talk Football TV. Last one, Premier League debate show until it gets shut down for the World Cup. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Every week we do the predictions, who we think who would win the predictions each week. This week it was a draw, but Tobais wins because he got with 1906. You got 5 points with 1906, but I got 4. But you got 5 and 1906 got 5, but you got the correct scoreline.
Newcastle, Chelsea.
Yeah, Newcastle, Chelsea, 1-0, Chelsea in free fall. So the shutdown for the winter break. It's me on 18th, Tobais 3 points behind, 1906 on 12. It is close. Talking about Chelsea, we talked about Potter before. Is it looking peak for Potter? I know Frenchy's not here, but Frenchy's been killing Potter, saying he's not good enough. He's crap. I never wanted him. English managers are not ready for the top teams and the top players. Is it unfair on Potter to be getting all this stick because he started off well?
Yeah, I reckon it's unfair still. That's the nature of the beast.
Yeah, straight.
Has he made mistakes? I think so. Is it his team? No. Plus, we've got to take into consideration how long was Abramovich there for. His era was a long time, and he had a different type of relationship with the players. So that's changed. Everything at the club has changed in a short period of time. And he spent a lot of money on a manager that he sacked like 2 days later or something silly like that. So Potter's doing the best of what he can. I reckon it started off like a dream. Wasn't he unbeaten in like 8, 9 or something?
Yeah.
Hit a sticky patch. Again, is it injuries? It's not weird when you've got so many games within a short period. I think it's you're hitting double figures in the games in the last 30 days, like 45 days. I think you're looking at 13 games or something. It's been a lot of games, man. It's been constant. So injuries, fatigue, looking at the World Cup, everything being new. Give him some time. What did they expect? Did they expect Potter to come in straight away and do a Tuchel and win the Champions League, which potentially he could still do, but win the league and just be happy sailing? Did they not expect no transition? What was the expectation?
But did they expect it to be better than this though? To be 8th?
Better than what?
Yeah, but they spent. I know it's not his players, but they spent 222 million. They're 8th in the league. I think they've lost 3 straight. Like, he's coming out, and I understand it. He's coming out when he played against Arsenal. When you're against the top side, you don't come out against Arsenal and say Arsenal are the better side. They're a better side than us. You'll never hear the Fergusons, Klopp now, or Man City. They won't come out and say, you know what, this team's better than us. Does he have to realize that he's at Chelsea, he's at an elite football club, and he has to kind of act like an elite manager where they're showing no respect to the other top 4 rivals?
Well, what more can he do sort of than he has, if you know what I mean? Chilwell, Reece James are integral to how they play if they're playing at 4, like 3, 5 at the back. For some reason, seems to have a personal issue with Cucurella, or whether Cucurella's injured or what, because he had the Hall playing. Lewis Hall was on the left wing back the other day. It's like, Cucurella, come on, was he fit? I don't know. But he took Cucurella off in like the first half against us. I think he's done his statements on the wrong players. If you're going to do statements, you've got to do someone that's within the dressing room or holds sort of hierarchy within there. So pick someone else. But I think picking Cucurella was easy. Players will spot a weakness in anyone very quickly and spot an excuse, especially if it's not going the way that they want it to go. Chelsea being a team that's used to having rolling managers. Yeah, maybe wasn't the best club for Potter to go to. Maybe he didn't think about it properly. Maybe he thought there was a change of ownership. There's going to be a shift everywhere else. But the problem being is the fans. Fans are on it. I didn't realise it. Like,
yeah, straight. Savages.
Fans are onto it. It's just like we thought it was all Abramovich. The fans are moving ruthless. They're just
Fans of
like, now
Chelsea.
on to the next one. Like, I think we said it. How long was Arteta given? Like, how long can you give? How long can you give managers? And not everyone can win the league. Like,
Yeah,
what are we
straight.
looking at?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
What?
with the way the league is, though. Sorry, the way the league is, though. Look, Man City lost to Brentford.
Yeah, straight.
You've lost and drew at Fulham and etc.
Yeah.
We've lost to Brighton. Like, I think us, Chelsea, most teams have lost to Brighton.
Yeah.
Like the bigger teams, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Or they've caused some sort of issues. So yeah, it's not easy out there, man. The league's not easy. There's fine margins in these teams now. It's not before when we've got a clear squad that excels everyone else. Now it's very tight. If you look at the starting 11s, you're like, oof.
You look at most teams, like every player in at least one or two players, you think, oh, he could actually get into our squad. So even talking about Fulham, look at is it Pauline?
Paulinho, how did no one pick him up?
Oh, mate.
He's been about for a while.
I watch him. I was like, you know what? I'll love him at Liverpool. I'll love him at Liverpool.
Running around, rattling everyone. And
he can play. And he can play.
Yeah, so it just but people like Fred go for 55 million and things like that. I don't know what's going on, but fair play to Fulham. They spotted him. They got him. I think he was at Sporting known for a while though.
Oh wow, yeah, he's been linked with a lot.
So no one never took that risk on him. So.
All right, last bit. I know you talked about Potter. What's realistic expectations? But was Potter coming? He was coming into this club to make these guys better, because I never think he would get £220 million to spend on his players. He hasn't got the reputation to go to a chairman. I want this player, that player, that player. Is basically the chairman bought these players and said, you know what, Potter, your job, your expertise is to coach. Can you coach these teams better and make them better?
There's an argument, but there's still got to be a happy medium. We've struggled with that previously in our regime. It doesn't work. You can't just throw players in and hope for it to work. It doesn't work like that. So I think he's got to have a say, whether it's done how you guys do it and there's a selection of players within, like they select a couple of players and let you choose the final decision, and so be it. But sort of overruling them and doing it yourself doesn't make sense to me. And plus, we don't know how Potter will spend. Like, he's not spending. He's not used to spending big money elsewhere. We don't know what type of players or what type of money he's going to go for. He might go for Trossard, his relatives last year of his contract, could be cheap option in January, or wait till the end of the season.
Trossard's a top player, though. Trossard's a top player. He's better than Pulisic. There's a couple of men he's better than. I've been saying Trossard for a few years.
Yeah, he's proven.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
For a long time, and he didn't hit the ground running at Brighton anyway.
No.
This is what I think. So it takes, if you're changing an identity of a football club, given everything I explained previously, like how do you expect it to happen within 2 months? With game after game after game, there's no way he's training anyone.
That's why we needed Frenchy, because Frenchy's been killing Potter. Frenchy, if you're watching it, man, jump on. You were talking about Potter.
Frenchy's hiding, man. You don't want that work, man. We said this would happen as soon as Roman goes, man. Reality would hit. Sorry, man. This is reality, bro. This is how it works.
Straight. 100%. 100%.
So, do I personally give him time? I think he'll do well.
Yeah, do well. One person I don't think he's doing well is Lampard. I don't talk too much on Lampard, but Everton are about 17th or 18th. It feels like Everton for the last 18 months have been 17 or 18th. I don't see no progression under Lampard. And I know Lampard might say Richarlison left and he hasn't had Calvert-Lewin for a while. But if you look at the players he's got, there's some good players there, Everton. And
but
he can't get a tune out of them. It looks like he's lost the changing room. He can't get a tune out of these guys. He gets back twice against Bournemouth, and that's peak. Like I don't see him lasting.
Especially when he rested the team in midweek. Then that's what makes it 10 times better than once. Like, I think there's an argument this time to save your players, but your fans' only hope is his trophies, like the League Cup. So why not just go for that? Like, I don't think it's going to harm you that mad, is it? Well, there's not many games in the League Cup. I know you've got the 2-legged tie in the semis, but so showing disrespect there sort of didn't do no favour, especially losing. And then when you make them changes, you've got to follow it up with a win. Didn't happen against Bournemouth, even though Bournemouth have been under, who is it? Gary O'Neill. Under Gary O'Neill, they look bad, you know. They played expansive. They're like Leeds.
Yeah.
They will score 3 and
concede.
Yeah, like, but fair play. He's getting a tune out of Billing, Solanke.
Solanke.
They're the team that.
You know what? I'm looking at this league. I don't have a clue who's going down.
Yeah,
I don't. That's mad. I don't know. I reckon there could be 5 or 6 teams, and all of them could go down on the final day. That's how, man. It might come down to goal difference. Yeah. I don't know who's going down. It's mad. From, I think, top 10 are safe. 11th and below, you go on a bad run, it's peak.
Oh, everyone's nicking a result. Nottingham Forest are nicking results. They're looking like they're showing some sort of cohesion.
Yeah,
it seems to be ticking, and they've got enough players to get through this whole period.
Yeah.
That's one team that has the bloody players.
Got about 50 players.
Who else? You got? Wolves are absolutely having a stonker.
Yeah.
But they've got.
You expect them to get better though. They will get better. I think second half they will get better. They need a goal.
Has the model run its course though? Has that George Mendes model run its course?
Yeah.
Because I've always, everyone knows my affinity with Wolves, but I always praise Wolves where they need praising. But I think that partnership now, I think you're established enough. Don't get me wrong, the players that they're bringing in are still of top quality, like Guedes. How did they get in, by the way? Man, we've been including for years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think he went Valencia.
Yeah.
From Benfica, so don't know what happened there, but Neves overstayed, should have got out a long time ago. I don't know. Is it him? Surely he can't be comfortable at Wolves, surely.
No,
is it him?
I think they want a lot of money. I think at the end of the season he's gone. He's gone. I don't think he stays in the Prem. I think he goes Spain. Maybe goes Barcelona. I just think well, I think any of his I think he's on like last 18 months or even 12 months of his contract. So it's gonna be under 30 mil.
Well, I think it's about time. Like, for me, it's top line. Moutinho, how long can he go on for?
Yeah, but even when we talked about the sell to buy model, it's not as big, but it's a bit like Liverpool. How long can you sustain of always turning over players, getting rid of them, bringing new ones in, selling them on for big money, bringing the next one in? It just a conveyor belt. Eventually,
but Wolves don't do that though. Where have they done it?
It feels like they're always buying someone.
But they don't sell their high-value players.
Yeah, but
Neto's had his injury problem. Jimenez had that injury, so that stopped him. Neves has stayed. El Norte's like still there. Like you've still got some. The only one that they should have got rid of long time is Torre. He's got to go.
Yeah, sorry. But don't you think, Tobais, that if Jimenez didn't have that injury, he would have went. If Neto didn't have his injury, he would have went. So these guys, I reckon they would have went. It's not because they stayed there. They were flying.
The only person that's really gone is Jota, isn't it?
Yeah. And you understood it because Neto was coming in. Neto was coming through.
So, but the changing of managers hasn't helped. But I think that getting rid of Connie Cody was just a terrible decision.
That's mad.
For me.
That's mad.
I think that was just awful from Large. That was terrible. I appreciate Conor Cody from a professional standpoint. I think he's a bit like Hendo, if I'm going to give Hendo any form of credit. He galvanizes his players. He set standards.
He set standards.
Yeah, he's a proper captain, like noble. You know, one of those. They love.
You know what you're gonna get. They're good people. They're good people.
Humble, seem humble enough. So I think that was bad move on all accounts. They brought in Collins. No, He was at Burnley last year. I'm not a big fan of Cox.
Yeah, I don't know about him.
They didn't have the greatest window.
No, they didn't. And
Anyway, to score goals. That's the main issue.
Yeah,
Goals.
they can't. It's been like that for the last 18 months. They can't score goals.
But they loaned out Silva. For some reason, I like Silva.
I know you like him for some reason. He ain't done absolutely nothing. He's done nothing.
He's gone on loan, yeah. For some reason, I like Silva. But I don't know where's he gone on loan. Is he going on loan Spain? I don't recall, but he needed the loan deal, to be fair. But if you're not getting goals, yeah, I don't know. It's a hard one. But he's going down. I agree with you. He could be nine teams.
Anyone. All right. Winners and losers of the weekend. Winning team.
Newcastle. I want to go Arsenal because I want to show Arsenal some form of respect because the pressure of Man City playing earlier.
Yeah.
Wolves are bottom of the league. They're having a terror. They haven't got manager yet. Sampoli's coming in, isn't he? Or Lopatelli, or whatever.
Yeah.
Nightmare. But never had a manager at the time. But they're getting the results, man. So between Arsenal and it's going to be between Arsenal and Newcastle. But because I think Newcastle, I'm going to have to give it to. I think so. Because that same team added Botman, Gamiras, and Max has been out. Dan Burn, they've added in Pope.
Isak's been out.
Isak's been out. They just keep churning it out. You've got Jacob Murphy still coming on. You've got Almiron just doing the madness. Well, look. The world is in the top bins. They're all Longstaff is still running man down in the centre midfield. Bro, they're hungry. Them fans, you see at home, you don't want Newcastle when they're at home.
But it's jumping.
With that fan base. That's horrible.
100%. I think I'm going for Arsenal. I think Arsenal being 5 points clear in the World Cup break is mad. No one would have thought Arsenal would be 5 points clear. But saying that, I think we slept on Arsenal because if you see the evolution of their young players, every year they've always got better and they've all kicked on again. And they've got some really good young players. They've kicked on. Saka's kicked on. Martinelli's kicked on. Odegaard's kicked on.
How old is Odegaard now? 22, 23? Or 25?
Yeah. No, he's younger. He's not even that. He's under 24. He's just been around forever. They've got some good young players and they've got better.
I think Odegaard always had the pedigree. It's just who can bring it out of him. So Arsenal seem to be the perfect platform, given the captaincy, and he's got that respect. Certain players need to be loved. I think Odegaard's one of them. You can't be overawed by big players, and I think that's Arsenal because they haven't really got big players.
No,
it's a model. It's like a pet model. It's
a Liverpool model.
No big stars. Not like us go out and just buy willy-nilly these big boys that you never know how it's going to go. But yeah, it's thought about. Martinelli. The way he's managed some of the players, you got to give him credit as well. The way he has managed them, because Martinelli wasn't getting a game. We know what happened to Saliba at one point. Saka's always been his mainstay. Smith Rowe's gone off the boil, looking like Smith Shaw right now because he's looking henchers. He's got that gene, bro. Huh?
He's injured. Smith Rowe's been injured.
Yeah, but you're not seeing him then.
No, I haven't.
Even when he wasn't injured, he wasn't getting much play.
Yeah, because Odegaard and Martinelli and Saka, them man have been flying, so he can't get a game at the moment.
And he's piled on them Shaw pounds, mate.
Oh, is it? Stop it.
Yeah, bro, he's looking henchers right now. He'd be dying over Christmas to get back for the new year. I know that.
Oh, stop it.
But he got rid of the so-called problematic players, the Aubameyangs, Lacazette, who could be perceived as bullying the youngsters. Or was that Cedric that Lacazette had beef with in training?
Yeah,
but I'm not convinced though. Like their squad depth, and if they one thing I will say, if they stay injury free, then they're willing. Or if they improve in January, then yeah. But I think as it stands, there's still a lot of luck. I say that though, but Man City got the most players going to the World Cup out of anyone.
Mm.
So if anyone's going to be tired, it's going to be Man City players.
It depends. It depends how far these teams go. You can have the most, and if they get knocked out early, it just depends how far they go. I think Arsenal can win the league. Watching them against Wolves, I know Wolves are bottom of the league, but they just look like a controlled performance. It felt like a performance when Liverpool used to go to these clubs and just churn out 2-0s, 1-0s, and win comfortably. I think they need luck. I think they need to keep their players fit. Liverpool done it. We didn't have the biggest squad. We kept our core players, the Mane, Salah, Van Dijk, Alisson. We kept them fit.
Everyone needs luck.
The consistent level. I think they can do it. I don't think they will, because I think, like I said, I think when it gets down to the last 10 games of the season, where there's 27, 28 games, they might have to win all 10 under pressure. And that still might not, and that still might not be enough, because Liverpool have done it, where we've won 13 games and was on the spin and still lost the league.
We've said it a million times now. It's a dodgy league this year.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad.
You never know, man.
Yeah, it's mad.
You never know. Could be the full moon on the last day of the season.
It could.
And Arsenal. All I do know, is I'm switching off every social. If they win it,
I'm on holiday. I'm on holiday.
I'm missing. I'm out of here.
Do you remember Fresh Prince? Yeah, when Hillary was modeling for Playboy. And flipping, Uncle Phil went up into the mountains, bruv, into the church, and put his hood up. Man didn't want to know nothing about it. Man was gone in it. Man was like, "That's me, bruv. I'm under a rock. You're not seeing me. I can't chat to no Arsenal man. I got Arsenal man at work. He's chatting the most grease.
I got Arsenal man in my bloody family, bro. That's even worse. And he knows that my brother kills me because he's one of those, that just knows nothing, but he will banter the hell out of you as well. Can't get a word in edgeways. He's just getting hammered. It's just like, this don't even make no sense.
Nah, it's bad. It's bad. All right, lose a team. I'm going for Man City.
Why though? I'll let you explain why.
Reason why I'm going for Man City, I think, to me, it felt like a bit of a arrogance thing when they played against Brentford. I felt after 10 minutes, I thought Brentford would get something out of this game. I thought it was a bit of an arrogance bit. I didn't see them. They didn't play in first. I know it's the World Cup, but it felt like they didn't get out of second gear. And I think sometimes, if you've played football, if you start bad, it's hard to bring it back.
Bro, I thought in the first 30 seconds, just because on kickoff, and they went back, they had 3 men on them, pressing from the get-go. They was just on it. Brentford were on it.
Yeah, they were.
Tony had a point to prove, and some can say he proved it.
But do you think of Man City? When I watch Man City, I still think they're the best team in the league, but they don't control games as they used to, with Haaland up front, and that's what it's like. You said, the gift of the curse. I think when I watch them, Edison, you just go by Edison. Edison makes a lot of saves now. Before, it was literally nothing because they used to control the game. They had basically all midfield players playing everywhere. Now they've got a big man up front, a target man up front. That control has got a bit, and I think that might be their downfall in the Champions League. They don't control games as much as they used to, and defensively, they're not the strongest.
I think
without Walker.
I agree. But I also agree that this season or this transfer window wasn't good for them because they've got the sames. Everyone's the sames. You're not putting on a Sterling no more. That he's going to cause havoc. Like look what James done against us yesterday. Yeah. Like just gone. Like just running. And sometimes you need that. You need someone with the vision that them players have got. You need a runner.
Yeah, straight.
You know what I mean? So, and he sacrificed. Pep's always been known to play with sort of a false 9.
Yeah.
I know he changed it a bit at Bayern, but did he? Because Lewandowski has that ability that Kane has.
Yeah, to come deep.
And he can drop and he can link up play and he can do all of those things. So, which is surprising that because Lewandowski, Ibrahimovic is similar to Levon, but he had Messi at the time. So, but I think that's the type of player that he likes. Similar to Ten Hag. Ten Hag likes that type of similar player in that position. That's why he favours Martial.
Yeah, can do a bit of everything.
Yeah, so you take out that number 10, then you take out that central area, that pivot basically, that can turn and go both ways. So if you take that out now and you're just going one way, it's a lot easier to defend, isn't it?
100%. 100%. It feels like there's no plan B. If plan A don't work, off the bench, there's no express pace, there's no directness. It's just literally the same thing what comes on, the same pattern.
Attributes don't allow them to be different. They're the same. Like, they're the same. They might as well take Sancho.
Yeah.
Sancho will fit in there like a dream.
Yeah. And don't you think it's got in their psyche where the others are not scoring now? Which I said, when people thought Haaland was coming, everyone was saying that they're going to score tons and tons of goals. I said they'll score the same amount, but Haaland will get them all. And it feels like the others now are just feeding him. They've got in a psyche and they've got in their brain where they don't have to score no more. They just have to feed him and he scores. And before, where everybody used to get goals, now I'm watching them. It's only Foden who's getting goals apart from Haaland regularly.
There was Foden like 8 this season, maybe.
Yeah, he's absolutely good. His goal. Oh,
yeah.
That's like, yeah, but it's hard. I think Arsenal can do it. I don't think they will, but I think they can do it. All right. Last bit, yeah. Mid team of the season, Premier League team of the season, yeah. Just for the start of it. So I'm going to give you the names where I think who are certains, yeah, are ready. So you don't have to put them in. I've got Saliba, Bruno, Newcastle, Kevin De Bruyne, Harry Kane, and Haaland. I think they're certs.
So we're not worrying about formation?
No, so we're going to go, yeah, so you go 4-2-3-1. So Kane plays in the 10. So you got your two.
Yeah. You've got to make some hard decisions, man.
Yeah,
so either one or the other, I reckon. Let's not shoehorn these players.
No. I think Kane's got to get in it. I think Kane's got to get in it. But the goals he scored. If Haaland, bruv, if he could play as a 10,
bro,
he could play. Okay, so all right. So tell me what 10 gets ahead of him then.
Odegaard. Why not?
Don't get enough goals. Not like Harry Kane. Harry
Kane.
But
he creates. You can't listen. I'm not shoehorning, man. Unless we're playing 4-4-2, then he's in there, isn't it?
So Kane doesn't make team of the year. That's what you're saying.
If you're picking, that's up to you. If you pick Haaland over Kane, that's your business.
Bruv, I'm asking you a question.
No,
does Kane get into a team of the year in a 4-2-3-1?
If it means a striker has to play, then the striker has to play.
All right, so you're saying Odegaard over Kane, yeah?
Not necessarily. You're throwing this at me. You're just giving me your solids, and I'm saying that we can't have two strikers in that formation.
But Kane can play in the 10.
No,
you know he can.
When does he? He doesn't, bro.
Tobias, you know he can play in the 10. I know he doesn't.
Well, he doesn't. He hasn't, and he doesn't. So I'm not putting him in there.
Okay. All right. Saliba, Bruno, De Bruyne, Haaland. Yeah, they're certs. I don't think you can say they're not. They are.
You can put De Bruyne in the hole, no?
No, but De Bruyne doesn't play there though. So you can't. You contradict yourself. But he doesn't play there. What are you on about?
That means you can put Foden there.
Foden does not play there. Foden doesn't play there. So if you're going to put a 10, it's got to be Bruno Fernandes or Odegaard.
Okay. But Bruno, yeah, potentially. Let's start and go. If you say that,
all right. So we got So I've got the names for goal. I've got all the names. Yeah. So I think Saliba, Bruno, Kevin De Bruyne, Haaland. We agree on that, yeah? So four in.
Ishish on Saliba. I think he's been good. I think he's been good. I'm not denying it, but I'm Ishish on Saliba.
Right. I think he's got to be in it. He has to be in it.
I don't know.
I think he's been excellent. He has to be in. He has to. I think they've got the second best defense in the league. He's been good from basically.
Behind who?
Huh?
Behind who?
So behind it, so the defenders I've got are
the second best defense in the league behind
Newcastle.
And that's where I was going. Botman.
Yeah, but Newcastle, to me, Newcastle got 3, in my opinion. I've got Saliba, Botman, Trippier, and Dan Burn. I think that's my back 4. But it depends what you go.
An argument in there?
Cancelo's been dead, bruv. Cancelo's been all right. But he's been ripped a few times. I think Liverpool destroyed him. I think you can't. I'm not having that. I'm not having him. You can't
see Man we lauding after what Cancelo's been doing this season. I agree with you. Dan Burn.
I don't think he makes it. I think Dan Burn makes it. If you're going by who's got the best defense, they've got the best defense. And I think it's Trippier or Ben White. I think you've got the right backs. There's Trippier, Ben White, Reece James. Reece James is injured. So, in my opinion, it's Ben White or Trippier. I think Saliba gets in. I think it's Botman, Gabriel, Martinez, Dunk. If you're going to put with Saliba. So there's Botman.
I'm putting Botman and Martinez.
Yeah, shut up, bruv. Shut up, bruv.
That's what I'm putting.
Be realistic, bruv.
I am being realistic, bro.
No, all right, bro. No, all right. I'll take Saliba. You can have the other one then. So it goes Saliba and who? Botman or Martinez. But Newcastle have got the best defense in the league.
Don't call me totally biased for a reason.
No, you can't be biased, bro. You can't go by Russ Real.
I'm not. I'm trying.
You cannot say Martinez. You cannot. He's been good. But you're changing.
Everyone around Martinez has failed. But okay, I see what this is, isn't it? All right. But I'll go Botman. I'm happy to go Botman because I'll argue Saliba.
No, but Saliba's got to get in. All right, people, you're watching this. How he's played. He's got goals.
He's been good, but he has also had quite a few mistakes in it.
So has Martinez. At the start, he was terrible. People say he was too little.
Listen, that was suicide. That was the manager killing him.
Well, we've seen he's had that in him. He's had the ricket, and I don't think Saliba's had a ricket like that. And it's basically been Saliba's first year with Arsenal. I know he's been there for a while. His first proper season. I believe
he's been playing high level at Lyon.
Yeah, but it's his first season in the Premier League.
Yeah, but what's the Premier League though?
Tobias, man, stop.
Bro, we can't. No. Listen to what I'm saying to you. 2 weeks ago, you're coming out and saying it's Farmers League. So now you can't tell me all of a sudden that first season in the Premier League. What is it the elite league now?
So you're telling me Martinez has been better than Saliba?
I'm saying that there's an argument for it, and I'm here for the argument.
I don't think there's an argument. It's only 2 of us.
Cool. We'll go because no doubt there's going to be other debates throughout the thing. So we're only on. So who's going to go? That's stupid.
Oh, we ain't done that yet. So I'll just go for the certs. So I've said
Alisson has to be a.
So that's what I'm saying. So you've got, like I've said, Saliba, Kevin De Bruyne, Bruno, Haaland. We've agreed Botman.
No, we've agreed Alisson's got to be a cert.
Wait. We've agreed Botman. Is Botman in?
We'll agree Botman.
All right. So we've got Saliba, Botman as his centre halves. Goalkeepers, there's Edison, Alisson, Pope, or Ramsdale.
Alisson.
Yep. All right. I didn't want to say
it. You man would be in the relegation zone, right?
Yeah, straight. He's the best. To me, he's the best keeper in the league by a mile. I don't think no one comes close. I think he's just different level. He's different level.
Form is at the minute. So
yeah. All right. So right back, Ben White, James, or Trippier. I gone Trippier.
I'll go James.
But he's been injured.
But you gave me the option.
All right, so at the three. No, wait. I'm just saying, at the 3, you think Reece James has been better than Trippier? Trippier's created more chances than any right back in the league.
Trippier's been immense, bro. Like you look at it and you think, why didn't Man U buy him for the 12 mil?
Yeah.
Play right, left back. Yeah. Like just carnage. Like it would have been a bargain. But
go on. No, I'll give you right back. You can choose right back. So you got James, Trippier, Ben White.
Go on, I'll go Trippier.
All right.
I shouldn't. I should hold by my guns and go James.
No, go James. Is it James or Trippier?
I would go Trippier because you can't. I wouldn't argue against Trippier. I can't.
All right, so you got Alisson in goal, Trippier right back, Saliba, Botman left back, Dan Burn, Cancelo, Zinchenko. You could have this one.
Zinchenko. How many times has he played left back? Bro, don't gas me. Get that out. Tommy Asu's played more left back than him, bro. Find another left back, bro. Drew for Martinez has had.
Martinez doesn't play left back, so it's Burn or Cancelo. It's Burn or Cancelo. Man, try and tell me this guy that played it now saying Martinez can play there. No. It's Burn or Cancelo.
I'm gonna go Cancelo.
Burn misses out.
Yeah, he does. It's been immense, but he misses out. Unfortunately, defensively Burn wins, but offensively, Cancelo's on different levels, bro.
All right, I think this is the hardest.
The assist that he's come out with this year has been done.
All right.
So if he can offer me in that game, and especially like we can't go through saying we're not going to put any Man City players in there, considering they was like lauded after like that best team ever a couple of weeks ago. This is what I'm trying to say. This is why it frustrates me sometimes.
But this is not. But by the end of it, there could be more Man City players. We've got two in already. So Cancelo and De Bruyne are in already, and Haaland. There's three.
We haven't got to De Bruyne yet. So.
But De Bruyne is in it. That's what I'm saying. So you got a 4-2-3-1. So you got Bruno and Kevin De Bruyne as your two midfield players. And we need a 10 and a winger and wingers. Yeah. So to me, the wingers is Odegaard. You said Odegaard.
Xhaka's got to get in there.
Has he been better than Kevin De Bruyne or Bruno at Newcastle? I don't think he has. He's good. He hasn't been able to.
I think the formation that you're playing again, I would go with Xhaka or Bruno.
Xhaka over who?
I'm saying formation because unless we're going to replicate City's formation.
Whoa. So you're telling wait, I just want to hear. So who are you taking out then? No. I'm just asking a question. So who are you taking out the two midfield players?
If I can't shoehorn De Bruyne in that 10, then
but he doesn't play in the 10.
No, he doesn't play in the 2.
So Odegaard comes out then. Odegaard can play in there then.
Yeah, Odegaard can come out.
All right, so De Bruyne plays in the 10.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying. All right.
Yeah.
And who plays next to Bruno?
Xhaka.
You think Xhaka's been good? I think Partey's.
I think Xhaka's been immense.
I think Partey's been better.
Partey's been in and out too much, too many injuries. When he's played, he's been very good. But Xhaka's been immense. Can't deny him. I hate him. I hate his face. I hate all the Arsenal players. But credit where credit's due, bro. I'm here.
All right. Alisson in goal. Trippier, Saliba, Botman, Cancelo. 2 6s. Bruno and Xhaka. Kevin De Bruyne, Haaland.
Shout out to Casemiro, but if he would have started at the start of the season, I would have been putting him in still. But.
Bro. All right, the hardest part is the wingers. All right, so I've got a few wingers. I'm just going to put all the wingers out there. I think Foden, Trossard, Rashford, Almiron, Zaha. Is there any other wingers you think should be in there?
Rashford can't be in there. I only recently just started playing. Agreed?
Yeah, I think Almiron gets in.
I think you have to put. Has it only been a month though? Has it been before that?
Yeah, he's got 8 goals, bruv. He's got 8 goals, and it's about 4 assists.
You're saying Almiron goes on the right?
I think Almiron goes on the right.
Because we're not talking. This is what people need to understand. We're not talking about the best players. We're talking about the people in form.
In form, and who's been the best?
This is how I grew up in World Cup squads being put together.
Yes.
Who were at their best at the time. None of this.
Yeah, straight.
You played for me 2 years ago when you done a job. Now forget all of that. Who is on form now?
Form, 100%.
So, yeah, Almiron.
All right. So on the left,
you're not offering Saka.
Saka could be on the list, so you could take Rashford off and put Saka. Martinelli's
in the list.
All right,
I think Miggy. It's hard to go against Arsenal, but because they're top of the league.
All right, so you got Foden, Trossard, Zaha, Martinelli, or Saka.
Did you say Zaha?
Yeah.
No, get out of there. Take that out.
Bro, Zaha was flying. No,
get that one out of here.
You disrespected the Zaha. All right, Zaha's off.
Come on, get that out.
All right, Zaha's off the list. Rashford's off the list. So it's Martinelli, Saka, Foden, Trossard. So you got Foden, Trossard, Saka, Martinelli. One spot. I will go Martinelli.
I would like to go Martinelli, but I also would like to shout out Trossard.
Foden. I love Foden.
Foden, yeah. That can't come on. Foden's some bits of him as well.
Yeah, I'm going for Foden. In my opinion, I think Foden's better than all of them.
Foden's just silky. Foden just gets in just because he's Foden. I hate that he's from that side of Manchester. But he's bad. And you ever seen that clip of Sancho coming off for the youth team for Foden? Bro, the disrespect Sancho showed Foden, didn't shake his hand on that.
Is it?
Come on, yeah, like Jota.
Yeah, because he knew Foden was a better player than him, isn't it?
Yeah, I hate him. We knew he was coming.
Yeah. All right. So Alisson in goal, Trippier, Saliba, Botman, Cancelo, Almiron, Foden on the wings, Xhaka and Bruno in the 6, Kevin De Bruyne in the 10, Haaland up front. Harry Kane doesn't make it. Harry Kane's been scoring goals for bruv. No. Harry Kane, if Haaland weren't doing his madness, Harry Kane is having a hell of a season, you know.
Can we ask that? If Harry Kane was at City and he was putting in Haaland numbers, would you be surprised?
Yes, because I don't think he would get the Haaland numbers. What he would get is maybe not as big a numbers, but you would get more assists.
In my opinion, Harry Kane suits Man City better than Haaland.
100%. And I think if Harry Kane was playing how he was playing at Tottenham, how he's at Man City, I think he'd be player of the year. Reason being is that I think he would have got the goals, but he'd be setting up goals for fun as well. He'd be setting goals for fun. Yeah. Man, he'd be spraying passes all over the place. I think he's been outstanding. And he's got under the radar. Yeah, 100%. He's been outstanding. That's why.
Again, he'd be Samesies though. At least Haaland offers in that pace factor, that power and pace.
The difference.
Otherwise, he's Samesies. So, argument for either or.
100%.
I think everyone will go with Haaland.
No Ivan Toney either.
That's it, man.
It's mad. They might make the bench.
It is what it is, man. You got to be ruthless in the game. Look at it. Let's just call it what it is. Let's just say Haaland.
And tell you the truth, I think that's quite close. To be fair, if you look at the team, you've got Alisson in goal, Trippier right back, Saliba, Botman, Cancelo. Your 2 6s in Bruno and Xhaka, Almiron, Foden, Kevin De Bruyne in the 10, Haaland up front. I think that's quite. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I think that's quite close. Or there's a couple you could argue, but I think that's close enough. To be fair, that's close enough. That is close enough. All right, guys.
Quite fair and unbiased.
Yeah, it was.
I see you threw in CR7 at the team CR7.
Yes, yeah, 100%. I was just going to touch on that. That's the last bit, the little bit on CR7. I know that's the big news. You as a Man United supporter, what do you think? Has it tarnished his Manchester United career, or he's just talking the truth?
There's a bit of everything, isn't it? I think he may not have been got what he promised originally, like the shade. I think the problem is that Piers was interviewing him and sort of, I haven't, obviously it's not out yet, I've seen snippets, but I assume that Piers doing what he does has sort of suckered him in. So you got him agitated and talking about certain subjects, and then you throw in a curveball, and then you're already riled up, and he's going to say something off cuff. But I think the sort of logic behind it was he wants to leave Man U. Clear and simple. He's not willing to sacrifice his potentially last year in top level football sitting on the bench. Are we surprised about that, or is that Ronaldo? Especially given the fact that he's only there because he's of benefit to the Glazers. It might be rumoured that he chose us over Man City. He was wrong in a couple of things, like what he said about Ranić. He killed Ranić.
Yeah,
killed Ten Hag. Said Ten Hag didn't show him respect. Baffles me because I know you said that your daughter was ill. Yeah, it may have been, and you didn't get the respect you deserve. But you look at the other side of the coin, they probably also knew you tried to force a move, and rightfully so. If he wants to go, let him go. But it's a benefit to the Glazers because they talking about Ronaldo on any platform will hype the interest in Man United. So Man United will be a trending topic. That equals financial gain. Do you know what I mean? Because you're in everyone's mouth again. This is how the commercial part of football works, isn't it? Sometimes bad news is good news because you've let Ronaldo, who I don't think, again, haven't seen it, but he hasn't come across. He's been a ticking time bomb. What he done to Carragher, fair enough. We'll take that because no one likes Carragher anyway. After Neville said a couple of things about him walking out against Tottenham, he done the same to Neville. Bit petulant. And now you're getting a bit. Do you know what I mean? You've got to accept some form of criticism. You're not absolved from criticism. Everyone can be criticised. You are where you are, and you got to accept it. Whether or not you agree with it is a different point. But acting petty, it doesn't make sense. So the walking off against Tottenham, the one benefit he has done is the timing that he's done it in. He's done it when everyone's back to the World Cup.
Everybody comes back. It's going to be the transfer window is going to be open anyway, so it's close.
And he can go. He just pushed in the Glazers' hand and said, "You're not milking me. If I have to do this, well, we know what Ronaldo's like. He's about his business.
Yeah, it's
if I have to do this, I will happily do this. Don't force my hand. I'm not a Maguire. Do you know what I mean? I'm not just going to sit here. It's going to be on." And he's not saying anything that no one doesn't know. Do we not know that the Glazers haven't invested in the stadium or the training ground?
Yeah, straight.
Everyone knows that. This is why people the comparisons between FSG and Glazers that's their defining factor. The Glazers will spend more money, but your model is a bit more of a sustainable if you're looking at the infrastructure. So they've let everything deplete. They're running us dry, man. Glazers are running the cow dry. This is what they're there to do. So, I've got no issue with it. Am I surprised? I'm not surprised because this is Ronaldo. Ronaldo's been throwing his arms up since Fergie time. So let's not act as if he was showing Fergie the most utmost of respect during that time either. It's only because Fergie knew he was a special talent and times in managing players have changed is why he didn't get moved to. Do you know what I'm saying? Because this is not Fergie's done this to Stam. We know we've been through it. Look what he done to Keane. But obviously they were of a certain generation. This new generation's powder puff. It's got worse over the time. What he said about Rooney, obviously things fester between them two since that incident. Rooney sacrificed himself for Ronaldo, I feel, in his prime, because Rooney's more of a team player than Ronaldo is. So it worked, but I don't think it's that big a deal. He's done what he's done. He wants out. He'll be judged on his first stint at United. You can't judge him on this stint because no one likes Glazers anyway. If you're claiming Glazers out, and if you deep what he said really, take away the petulance, and you deep what he was saying or the snippets I've heard, it was just standard Ronaldo stuff. What I took from it personally is that, listen, I'm forcing you to sell me. That is it. I'm telling you I don't respect the manager. That may be a lie, and we don't know. And it probably works out for Ten Hag anyway, because Ten Hag, it's not Ten Hag's type of striker, or who he sees. He's not a striker that Man U need at this current time. We can't have unless you're playing for Ronaldo, which I've said 100 times, then you might as well not play him. So it doesn't look like Ten Hag's going that way.
But I think this is Ten Hag's fault because I think he should have got rid of him when Ronaldo wanted to leave, and he kept him.
I reckon Ten Hag would have done. I reckon the Glazers overruled him. Personally, like, why wouldn't you? If someone's earning you money, yeah, you're paying him a crazy amount, but they're still earning you money, and they're still keeping you talked about, and they're still keeping you, like, everything he does is going to be sort of egged on and spoken about. So you're keeping Man United relevant in a weird way. I mean, what's next after Ronaldo leaves? What, we're going to hear that Maguire's unhappy? Come on, who cares?
Yeah,
shut up and sit down somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Or Fred's leaving on a free. Because you take out Ronaldo, what superstars have we got left in our team?
Yeah, none.
Who would you call a superstar? Casemiro, is he a superstar? Top level player. Won everything, but understated. So who is the next sort of shirt seller?
Garnacho.
That's the hope. That's the hope. But we've seen it. We've seen Januzaj. Like, we've seen it.
This youth's different. Januzaj, I didn't feel his aura. I didn't feel. I thought it was just more hype.
Januzaj always had that soft mentality.
Yeah, but I think Garnacho's has got aura about him. I watch him when he come on. He knows he's good, and he's been thinking.
Hungry, though. He's got that South American in him. He's hungry.
Yeah, but I know he's hungry, but he knows he's good, and I think that's what you need to play for. Yeah, you need character. You need personality to play for the top side. The youngsters who make it have personality. Foden has aura about him. He has personality. He knows he's good. Garnacho is another one. When I watch him, I was like, this boy's got personality. He knows he's good. And he's very thinking, it's about time you man have played me because I'm better than all of you. And that's what he thinks. And that's why they made me think he's arrogant. Because he just believes he's better than all of them, man, already. And you've got to have that. You've got to have that self-belief. But yeah, he looks like Man United have found another one, unfortunately. But yeah.
We've got a couple of youngsters, man. We can do this, man.
You'll see.
And no, you see that last minute as well. No, you're fuming.
Yeah, my head was gone.
I
felt it was coming. Not because you were playing well. I just thought, you know what? They're going to nick one. They're going to get one chance. You could have
started doing that recently under Ten Hag, like the Casemiro header. Like, yeah, we've been, yeah.
Mentality going to the end. Yeah, but we'll see. All right, guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Tell us your team of the season. I'll read it off again. Alisson in goal. We've got Trippier, Saliba, Botman, Cancelo. The 2 6s, Xhaka and Bruno, Newcastle. Wiggers, Almiron and Foden. Kevin De Bruyne in the 10 and Haaland up front.
I reckon that was quite fair.
I think that's quite fair. I think that's quite fair. That's decent. I think not a lot of people could argue. I think Martinelli could argue Saka, but I think that's quite solid, to be fair. That's quite solid. Partey as well, but yeah, I think it's quite solid. Like I said, guys, yeah, but I just think he just misses out because I think defensively the others have been stronger.
No, it's the hammerings. When we've lost by a big amount. So
yeah.
It's been crazy.
100%. All right, guys, we are Real Talk Football TV, and we are out.